This is less of news. I mean, it is technically news, but I put it in here just because it's so funny to me. But Soo Man, who was infamously banished by Bang Si-hyuk from the Korean music industry, which in itself is the funniest nonsense I have ever heard. So he has allegedly taken his talents to his dream destination, with reports stating that he's currently holding auditions to start his own teen pop idol girl group in China. And I just think it's so funny that after years and years and years of pining for his K-pop groups to make it big in China, he ends up creating a C-pop group instead. It's so funny to me that this is where he ends up after literally being the CEO of one of the big three K-pop companies. But anyway, going from one horrible company to another, HYBE's staff was confirmed to have sexually harassed fans at a fan sign event. Yep, you heard that right. That's where we're going. So Anteam recently held their offline fan sign event. The same day of the event, multiple Korean fans took to Twitter to share their stories and experiences from the event. From having their undergarments checked to being touched inappropriately, all of this in the name of checking was done by security teams for Anteam HYBE and Weaver Shop, the company that conducted this fan sign. The exploitation of what would clearly be young or even underage fans for the pleasure of others is absolutely disgusting. This just shows you the culture of the company, and if these are the behaviors they practice publicly, it makes you wonder what goes on behind the scenes at HYBE. They have since released a statement apologizing for the same and saying that all the checks were conducted by women and that they needed to do these checks since they found an unusually high number of people trying to sneak in electronic devices to record and capture moments from the fan sign, which they're technically not allowed to do. It's interesting how they nowhere in this apology acknowledge the harassment that the fans experienced or take any accountability for it. This kind of half-assed apology is, first of all, so typical, but also just so disgusting. We're not talking about a small situation. We're talking about a situation where an underage fan could have been sexually harassed. This is something you do more than just half-ass apologize for. Also, have you never heard of a metal detector? Why do you need to be looking inside people's clothes? You can just use a metal detector to check if they're hiding something. Just, what is wrong with these people? Genuinely. Ugh. Speaking of HYBE, we have more drama coming, not from the company, this time to the idols from the company. So both Jimin and Jungkook are currently in New York. Maybe they've left, but they were in New York when this instance happened. They were allegedly either filming something or just enjoying their free time on a boat when videos of them from that same day were leaked by the captain of the boat. This was done after people pleaded him to not do the same online, but he still proceeded to share all of this information on his social media platforms. He then also, in the same stretch of pictures and videos that he uploaded, shared a video in which he was sharing his experience about the situation. So the staff that was with the BTS members requested him to, not take any pictures, not talk to them in English, just not interrupt and stuff, and his response was, "This is my boat and I can do whatever I want to." And apparently he mocked them and made fun of K-pop, and honestly this whole thing just reeks of toxic masculinity to me. I mean, like, I don't expect anything better from a man who owns a boat. That's literally red flag number one. But honestly, poor Jungkook and Jimin, they did not deserve to go through this bullshit. HYBE needs to do a better job at providing security for them so shit like this doesn't happen, because this happens to them in the West way too much. Just like way too much. Anyway, now we have more news about Hwasa. So a little backstory here. Hwasa was reported to the police by a University Parent-Student Association for this performance of hers, with the report stating that the association believes her behaviors were public obscenity and that this behavior would harm the young children watching her and encourage such pornographic acts. Are you rolling your eyes? Because I'm rolling my eyes. Mind you, the entire audience at this event consisted of grown-ass college kids, and this association that has reported her is kind of known to be like this far-right Christian extremist group, so expect nothing less from horrible people like this. Anyway, Hwasa was at a Psy concert recently where she responded to the police complaint. Her response is also just so funny. So she said that she had a bit of a sore throat that day, but she was more worried that she won't hit the high notes rather than being sued by said organization. Just peak queen behavior, okay? Peak queen behavior. Anyway, coming to the last and the most interesting, the most anticipated topic. I'm most excited to talk about this. So recently there was an online post trending on Pan talking about how all of the New Jeans members don't attend school anymore. This isn't backed up by any official sources, so take it with a grain of salt. But I put this in here to talk about just like the larger implications of the same. So of the 5 girls, we know that Minji has already graduated from high school since we saw her graduation pictures. But this too was after not having attended school for 2 years prior due to training. In the comment section of the same Pan post, there were lots of people talking about Hani and how she is currently doing online school from an Australian school. Either way, the details of the same have not been confirmed by any official sources, but as for the remaining 3 members, nothing has been mentioned at all. Even if we can confirm that the 2 oldest members are still going to school, barely at that, we have no information about the younger ones, especially Hain, who is literally 14 at the time of debut, and if she trained for a year and a half to 2 years is what the general consensus is. If she trained for long, then she would have been 12 at the time. So literally she stopped going to school after grade 6, which is just crazy. I don't think every career needs a degree, okay? I'm not here to preach everyone should go to college and all of that nonsense. No, but to have a basic high school degree or a basic a basic school education at least till you're 14 is necessary, right? It's necessary. It gives you all the skills you need to be able to just exist in this world, and I don't think it's fair to deprive someone of that. We're literally doing such a disservice to an individual this way. I'm sure they must be having some sort of house schooling kind of situation, like homeschooling for the girls at HYBE or maybe Adore's own company. But the way these K-pop companies work, it's really unlikely that they would take the extra effort to do so, which just makes this so disappointing. You want to pursue a career in the arts, there are art schools. You can still attend those schools. You're still getting the necessary credits needed for any situation when anything can go wrong. This is just really disappointing. If this is true, that the younger ones have not been going to school at all and are not even actively working towards getting a high school degree, then it's just really sad, really, really sad.